Hello friends, I am here with 3 broken Star Shower devices. This is a rotating multi-holiday cartridge type projector with these little things in it. That's Cammy's feet in the background. These are 2 laser shows that do like ghosts, Santas and whatnot. This one's ghost Santas and whatnot. This is the original that just does like laser dots. All of them have one thing in common. Their AC adapters are poop. Every single one. I've got 3 of them right here. They're all poop. Let's take a look at them, shall we?
Yes.
So this one is broken here. And it's starting to break there. This one, what a surprise, is also broken here. And broken here. And let's look at the third one. You're detecting a trend here. Ah, look, not broken here, but broken here. So they're basically all splitting from their connectors on both sides, with the exception of this one. This one would be the easiest to fix, I suppose.
That's hers.
Right. Okay, so you can see that just fell right apart. We're going to attempt to fix this. This one I think will be the easiest to fix because the proprietary connection at the end still has like a lot of the rubber. The wires aren't exposed or touching each other. So let's deal with that first while we have the other end looking like this. So while we have access to the other side, we will try throwing one of these little plastic shrink tubes over it to prevent it from getting worse. Bring out my trusty heat gun to melt it. You can get this on Amazon, link in the description of course. Fancy. Hopefully this will keep the wire from breaking any further and shooting against itself. This is a little too big, but it's the only size that would fit over the proprietary cap on this thing. Shrink it as much as we can.
Yep. That one, right?
Sure.
Good.
So since I don't have a table to work on, this is my table. How pathetic is that? Alright, now this has no end. This has no end, so we're gonna attempt to make an end out of this old USB cable. Let's see what it looks like when we cut it open. Also, notice how short the original wire is. I'm gonna cut this off. This is the micro USB side. And we're gonna open it up and see what it looks like. Boy, what I would give to have a chair and a table and a light and to sit on it and work. Like normal people.
Let's do it.
Let's splice this.
How weird.
Okay, so this is a USB cable, so there's a million wires, but all we need is the power wire, right? The 2 power wires. So black and red. All right, so I stripped the red and the black. It's super tiny. You're gonna need a really small tool, or you're gonna want to use your teeth.
These?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna use these little red nubs. You might want to use bullets, but I don't have any. So I'm gonna use these little red nubs. I'm taking the wire with the writing on it and I'm attaching it to the red wire of the USB cable. I'm gonna twist them up real good. I'm gonna trim the top so that the tops of them match up nicely together. And I'm gonna jam this sucker on real good. And then I'm gonna crimp it tight, real tight, because the wire is very small. Then we're gonna do the same with the black side. Equal opportunity for these wires. Twist them up real good. Yeah, see, one's longer than the other, so I just trim it off. And I'm gonna put this red cap on again. I want to push it down real nice so it's way smushed up in there. Even with some of the plastic, I don't care, as long as it's tight and the metal's making contact, right? That's the key. And we're going to crush the crud out of it so it stays on, and electrical tape it together. So there it is. This is the original attachment to the light with the shrink tubing on it. And this is an old USB cable that's been crimped on. And now we're going to plug it in and see what happens. Okay, so we're putting this on here. And plug it into any 5-volt, 2-amp-ish block. And we should have power. And there it is. So there you have it, the Star Shower with a broken AC adapter spliced on to an old USB cable, plugged into an old block, and we're back in action, ready for holiday festivities. All right, so because this one is not broken at the plug itself and is actually not broken here either, the rubber has just separated, we're going to attempt a real easy fix to get you back up and running for your holiday festivities. First thing I want to do is make sure these wires aren't touching. So I'm going to take a probe and I want to try to push it through the 2 wires just gently. See, and it creates separation. Hopefully you can see that on camera, that the 2 wires are, that's hard. You can see that the 2 wires are separate. They're not touching each other because that would cause a short. And then we're going to lay it down. Okay, you got to be really sure these wires are not touching. You use a paper clip, use a pin, a needle, anything you can to separate the 2 wires as good as possible. And then we're going to put a permanent material between them so they never touch again. I am going to use liquid electric tape. This will flow through the hole in the center and then rubberize, and it'll effectively be a new wire, like a new wire coating, a shielding. So fancy such as a roll of electrical tape. And wait for it to dry, and then we're going to test it out. So I'll be back in about an hour. Okay, so this is plug number 3. I just broke off the top because, well, it was falling apart. I just did the sealing trick by separating the wires and putting the liquid electric tape on it. And now we're going to do the same USB repair we did for the other one, and all 3 should be working. So into the house you go. You look for the biggest, cheapest, crappiest USB cable you can find, and you find it. Doesn't matter which one it is. They're USB, universal serial bus. They're all the same. Cut one off. Oh my god, I can't believe I cut that wire off and just ruined it like that. So that's gone. And again, we splice it like so. Splice it. We strip it. We strip it like so. Separating the black and red wire. This one only has a black and red wire. The other one had many different wires. If yours has many different wires, just use the black and red, cut off the rest. These are really thin. You may not be able to strip them with your stripper, so you have to use your God-given stripper, your teeth. Not recommended. Kids, don't tell your mom I told you to strip with your teeth, because I didn't. I used a special tool off camera to strip it. There you go. Special tools made out of enamel. Ask your dentist about it. Now, all we have to do is repeat the process on this, and we're good to go. This is crap, so we're gonna snip that off. We're gonna start with something fresh. We're gonna split this down the middle. Right there, this is a little clipper, cheap little tool, like $5 at Walmart or something. And if you don't have it, don't even waste your time doing this kind of stuff. So let's get this thing off. Just gonna strip that. We're gonna strip that. If you have small bullets, that's great. If you don't, use what you have. I have little red nubs. The red ones are tiny, that's why I'm using the red ones. So I'm gonna find the one with the writing on it, the wire with the writing, and I'm gonna put my red one on that wire. So take the red and the one with the writing and twist them together like so. If you have too much of one of them, cut it off. And take the black and twist them together. And then of course, if you have too much at the top of one, just snip it off. We're going to use these little guys. They're super cheap. You can get them anywhere. And jam it in there really good. I don't care if you get the plastic in there. It doesn't matter to me. I just want it in there real good. And then we're going to crimp it. Crimp the crud out of it. Tight, 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 because they're small wires. They'll pull out on you. So just jam that in there too. You should probably leave a little more room than I did. These are really close together. And we crimp the crud out of that as well. And then we electrical tape this thing. Okay, so now I electrical taped it. I wrapped it around, then I wrapped it over, and then I wrapped it around again, and there you have it. The other side is the liquid tape, and we're good to go. Let's test it out. Okay, it's time to take our two repairs. Here's the one with the liquid tape on the connection and the spliced on USB connector. So let's try them out and see what happens. The Star Shower plugs are universal, so we're going to plug one into each. One of these has the plug, of course, so we'll just plug it in and press the button. We'll choose Santa's. Oh, there you go. I thought I chose Santa's, but I got bats. There's more bats. Ghosts. Bats. Oh, there's Santa's. So that one worked. Next up is the USB one. So we're going to plug this into an iPad block, but any similar block should work out for you. I would use one that's 2 amp. And I'll plug this in. And there you have it. That's all this one does, unfortunately. When these things first came out, that's what they did. They made dots. How annoying. So one's got the USB spliced on, and the other just the electric liquid tape, and both did the trick. There you have it. So look in my description for the liquid tape and any other tools I used, and let me know if you managed to fix yours in the comments below. Bye.